They've been together for 7 months.
If he was like 5'5", would you still date him?
I don't think so.
Like same person, but he's just like 5'5". Still taller than you, right?
Yeah, but like, I like the height difference.
So would you still be with him if he was like shorter?
Now, no.
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 Buddies, I've asked that to plenty of girls that I've ever like gone on dates with. Like, would you have talked to me if I was shorter than you? No. It's mean because then you can't say like, I mean, if you're lucky you have a size B bra cup, because holy I was about to say no to our date too, but
You're not allowed to say that.
yeah, we get the height shame.
Yeah,
not us, but
well,
yeah.
Body shaming is bad until it's about men, and then it's just a preference.
Damn. Like, I heard him, like, she could have easily just lied, though. She's just been like, of course, I love this guy. She couldn't even accept the fake hypothesis couldn't even imagine a scenario where he would be shorter because she wouldn't even acknowledge him.
I didn't even think about that aspect of like, she could have just lied.
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah, I love it. I mean, because his personality, everything he has won me over. What he's got going, how he acts, how he treats me. She's like, you know.
Because imagine being, let's say I got married to a girl and they're at the reception and they're like, how did you know? Do you think this is the most beautiful girl in the world? And I'm like, and my wife's there, I'm like, yes. So-and-so, she's the most beautiful girl I've ever met. And the fact that she even liked me is a miracle. When in my head, I know there's technically a better out there.
Visually, there's probably a supermodel that is so much more attractive. Why the would I say that? Or like if somebody asks you, have you ever been in love before? Were you ever in love before her? You're like, well, if I say yes.
And they're like, yeah, and then she broke up with me.
And then you look awful. It's like, well, what do you want me to, some man, yeah, so she could have easily sugarcoated it, but she didn't do that.
So not only did she say the truth, which is how she really felt, but yeah, she didn't even care about his feelings, which is, you know, and pretty insane. And then they said, but if she was 280, he wouldn't date her. Will he date her if she's 300 pounds?
He didn't ask that question.
He just realized she doesn't truly value him. It's an interesting video because it's like, while I do feel bad, attraction at the same time, I would argue attraction isn't a choice. You simply are attracted to who you're attracted to. You can't really change it. Like the same way you like wings.
Yeah.
Like hot wings.
It's gonna be like that forever.
No one told you, hey brother, you need to like these. You just are like, nah.
Explore so much options. This is my favorite option.
And unfortunately, that's how attraction is in dating. And if that same man was 5'1", she would not date him, which goes to show it isn't about personality. It's about visual first and then personality next. So I want someone who has the visual that I want. And then if they have the personality that I also like, then bet I'll date them.
Yeah, it's like visual plus even the extra requirements. Because yeah, he still had that same face with his 5'1". The visual still isn't enough because she needs him to be a little bit lengthier.
There you go.
That's why it sucks when we are honest and say that people have to find you attractive first. That's true. But are you attractive? And even this height for me to date, yeah, obviously he was already attractive to her and he had the height. And then those two things, cool, now I'll let him shoot his shot. Now I'll listen to what he has to say. But again, I guess, yeah, I think I've said it before, but girls just have so many options. Like there's so many guys trying to reel them in. They're just, not that they're allowed to be more picky, but they just can be because they have a bigger pool to choose from versus the guys. You really have to work. You have to, if you're not even tall enough or you're not super attractive and based off how you interact with people, now you're going against the tide and it's just a lot harder to navigate the dating life. And 2025 and beyond, it's still gonna be one of the most difficult times ever.
It's getting harder by the minute.
That and even just raising children. I had like a Uber driver the other day and he was just like, yo man, it's so hard raising kids nowadays. I have a 17-year-old, 18-year-old. They just lack respect, this. And then I had some thoughts in my head like, okay, well, part of it's gotta be your fault, right? Like there's gotta be something to where you had your kids.
You did raise them.
Yeah, they're so fragile. They don't listen to me. I'm like, well, what did you do? But yeah, I would say, yeah, just dating in general is gonna be a lot harder.
Yeah, man, they say so many men crying in the comments, if she was 6'5", he wouldn't date her either. Now, a woman who's 6'5" is almost impossible to find, but that's neither here nor there. I was
just some rare ones.
Yeah, I was just gonna, what did he say? A little shorter? What height?
If he was like 5'5", would you still date him?
And he's what, probably six?
Probably like six.
Maybe he looked about 5'10", low key.
Yeah, it could be he's not 5'5".
The other thing I was gonna say is, this is why I get irritated when people say, when I'm like, oh, what's your type, what's your flavor? And they say personality. Because then I go, well, what if it's cap?
Yeah.
That's cap.
What if I have the best personality ever?
It's like,
there's more that I need for you to really like all of me.
And when people say that, and this is my ideology, so y'all can pick it up or if you want or discard it, but when anyone says, I care about vibe and personality, that just means I want someone extremely attractive handsome, tall, who also has a great personality.
And a
Boom.
vibe, yeah.
Because if someone is beautiful and has no personality, okay, then they might smash, but then that won't last. But for a girl to really date you, you need to meet her physical requirements first. And then if y'all date, it's going to be up to you having a good personality to keep her. The way his face changed, he deserves better. But it's a sad world. I mean, yeah, he's the same person, whether he's
5'10" or 5'5".
whether he has 4 inches shorter, but
That automatically gets you to swipe left or swipe right with the girl.
yeah.
And I think people realize that more and more now, that it's pretty difficult, and I can see how people don't even want to date because it's like, why even try? But as a guy, if you want to even get the girl if you want, or a girl that you really like, you're gonna have to put yourself out there regardless and see what works, because you don't want to also let that deter you from not trying to find people. But obviously, yeah, it can be very discouraging to even want to go on a dating app or this, especially like if I'm watching this right now, I'd be like, well, damn, if I'm the 5'5" guy and I don't look as cute as this guy or another guy in my head based off what I think is cute, I just don't want to date anybody then. But you also can't do that, because then that'll just make yourself more lonely and more upset.
He needs to run fast, run quick. You let a woman talk and she will tell on herself. This one says, okay, I think it's getting a bit irrational now. Yes, women are more superficial than men. Yes, they love height, even sometimes to an absurd degree. But are we really trying to have them think height doesn't matter at all? Would you like your girl should gain 150? I think that's valid, yeah, because he could say, well, yeah, I probably wouldn't go.
Yeah, it goes both ways. It goes both ways.
But also, I also think men would be with a girl who's 150, 250.
Yeah, if you
I've
put
seen it.
if you put 300 women that are over 200 pounds and 300 men over 200 pounds, the girls would be more likely to couple up with somebody versus the guys.
I think in this relationship, if that girl gained 30 pounds,
Oh yeah, he's not gonna leave her.
he's not gonna leave.
Yeah.
If he shrunk 4 inches, she's out.
Yeah.
That's my opinion.
Yeah, that's true. If like a week went by and he suddenly just lost 4 inches,
Or if he gained 40 pounds, I think she's out too, potentially.
yeah, or they'll have a heated argument of like, you need to work out again. Versus it'd be probably a little bit harder for him to initiate that. Even though I'm sure everybody says be transparent, tell me how you feel, but
And I'm purely speculating, you know, these are random strangers for a 3-second clip. But the question I was gonna ask to kind of wrap it up is like, do you believe in the concept of true love, or is that a hocus pocus fairy tale that just sounds nice?
I don't know. People be saying like divine timing, fate. There's only so much you can control, I guess, and I feel like
Like
a lot of it is, I think, random circumstances, and then you just kind of
like there's the concept of like,
because you could be with the best person ever, and then how do you know, like, if I get rid of this person, what if I could find something better? Then it's just or let's say your first person ever, you want to go, no, this is the one. A lot of it, I don't know. Yeah.
I had a conversation with someone, we were talking about soulmates and how she agreed with me where I was saying like, I don't think soulmates is a thing, because if I lived in the US, I would find someone here at some point, hopefully, and they could be I could make them my soulmate. And then if I
lived to France for 3 years, I could find my soulmate there.
Exactly. And you can make a soulmate. And I think some people might get caught up in well, that's the one. And it's like, technically, they could be the one here.
Yeah.
And if you moved and went to fucking Bali for 5 years,
Yeah.
you might find the one over there.
Yeah, and then even just your culture and your religion and stuff. Like if I was raised Catholic here, but then if I was raised Buddhist here, if I was raised Muslim here, the person that I'm attracted to might be completely different in all three of those scenarios, just because I was brought up differently. And then same way you decide, yes, this is my soulmate. I mean, you can tell yourself it is. I mean, yeah, you can whatever you want it to be, but yeah, it's very hard to quantify, to measure, like, is this the best person that both of you guys thought you would find for the rest of your days?
Yeah. Real quick, guys, we just launched a website where we're gonna be putting all of our exclusive content, never before seen clips, longer extended videos, all the reactions that we couldn't upload onto this channel are all going onto this website.
All you gotta do is become a member and you'll get weekly content, almost unlimited content in a way, because we're gonna constantly be posting stuff. So check it out, become a member.
If you've already watched all the Strawberry Park uploads and you need something else to watch during your lunch break, this is the chance.
And this is almost for someone that wants a deeper connection with us. To see a bit more, because we already post every other day here. So if you want more from us and you're that level of a supporter, check it out, because I think we're not gonna disappoint with the content. Oh, I'm tired of the reactions.
I want more vlogs. Oh, you not a member?
You didn't see him over there?
Oh, the members just got 2 this week.
Oh, you have to sign up. You have to sign up.
Y'all still watching the reaction? Oh, look, they saw it a day early.
MyStrawberryPark.com. Click the first link. Become a member.
And the reason I'm asking about love is because everyone likes that topic of like, oh, we're in love, or I love this this person or whatever. But then I'm like, oh yeah, love, and we could talk about, this might be a whole nother vlog, we could just talk about this, but love is really just a feeling, and I think people have different concepts of what it means. I think to some people, love is just like a bubbly, cute feeling, like, oh my God, butterflies and shit. And we've been together for a year, we're so in love. When really it's just like, oh, they're just attractive and they have these certain feelings, and that they make love as a feeling to some people, but then love is an action to other people, where love is like sacrifice, which is what I kind of think of what it is.
Right. And that way they got love languages. Like, there's people that want to give gifts, some people I just want to touch, some people I just want this.
And then it's like, people love you until they don't. And then it's like, well, that's not even really, is that love at that point? If, oh, I loved you for 5 years and not anymore, and now I think we're moving in different directions. And it's like, well, then that's it. But I'm kind of going off on a tangent.
You just have to ride the train until you just ride the train and hope that it won't crash. And then if it crashes, you got to let go and move forward. It sucks. I mean, because I could say the same thing every day. I go, my parents love me. And then what happens if tomorrow they just spasm me and say, I don't like you anymore? I fought my whole life that they love me. And of course they would, because they created me. At any given moment, they could just F off and just ghost me. What if my dad just ghosted me and just never talked to me again? I could have thought he loved me for my whole life. And then 30 years later, he's like, nah. So yeah, same goes with, I think, any relationship. Whether it's a friendship or this, you assume you guys are both on the same page and you want to keep building this thing, but one person could be like, nah.
I think bottom line, and the way I view this, you can't put your happiness into someone else. So that girl's his world.
That's why, yeah, they always say you got to be happy with yourself before you get into a relationship. Don't go into a relationship trying to find happiness with another person. Like, nah.
And if you try to put your happiness in someone, it's guaranteed to fail, because once they leave, and then there's your happiness gone. So it doesn't mean you can't. It'd be nice to be with someone.
You'd be amplifying your happiness for sure.
There you go. And you also,
if you're reliant, and then that's why some people have relationships where it could have been like a TLC show, but this guy had to get his wisdom teeth taken out and the girl had to be on FaceTime because she didn't want to see another woman take his teeth out. And she had to talk to him and be like, how long are you going to be in his mouth for? It was like,
that's
God.
Hilarious.
Yeah.
And I always say, hope for the best, expect the worst. So
no, exactly.
If you're in a loving relationship and that person's your whole world, I think you have to be mentally prepared for them to dip at a moment's notice, just so that you're preparing yourself. So care about people.
Maybe you don't have to ever speak that out loud to somebody, because then that can just cause a whole.
Yeah, so like, I'm ready. Whenever you leave, I'm out of here.
But then you're almost planted a seed in their head of like, is he saying that because he doesn't even want me to be with him? And then now you're just completely throwing them off their tracks. I mean, yeah, you don't get in the car thinking you're gonna get in a crash today. Right? You get in the car and you do your best to not get in a crash.
And then you always got a car insurance.
Yeah, and yeah.
Yeah, I think people need that with their relationship. You got to be like prepared mentally, even though it's kind of hard to be like, man, this shit, they could dip whenever they want. That's how
I'd say, especially with like anybody's first relationship ever. I'm not saying that can't be your soulmate or the person you spend the rest of your life with, but more likely than not, the first relationship will never be your last. So, because we live in a world where everybody has multiple options and one person can be easily swayed. So yeah, prepare just in case.
The last comment. Doesn't even realize she's being disrespectful. Dang. And they said, she's not. I think in a context of if you're in a relationship, you should be defending maybe your other person publicly.
Yeah. Well, that's why it was upsetting, where if that's how she truly felt, she didn't have to say that on the camera to the interviewer. She was like, nah, I love him either way. But the fact that she didn't, that she showed her true colors. She was honest.
If you're at a dinner party and your girl's there and I'm like, yeah, she's a fucking slob, they don't need to know that.
Yeah, they don't need to know.
You're putting your girl on blast for
or vice versa. Why she shouldn't be putting you on blast either.
That's what I'm saying. I wouldn't be with him if he was short. All right, if that's it.
You know why I didn't even like her the first 3 months? But then I found out she had a dope ass personality later. It's like, you don't even need to get into all that. Oh.
It's like people trying to get cool points and funny points at the expense of someone's whole, their spouse's ego.
Your spouse represents you, so she just represented the relationship and kind of made it seem like he don't like him that much.
Boom.
Which I can see, because now, even if he's like, okay, well, we're clearly dating, so I'm not gonna be sure, this is a hypothetical, but now he goes, damn, you just violated me on camera.
Yes.
And now we're a clip.
Wait a minute.
It's like, there was that one athlete, what was it? It was like the girlfriend had other pictures of her cheating on him, and then the pro athlete took down his Instagram because he couldn't handle it.
Oh, I saw that.
And then they made a picture of them like laughing together, and all the comments were like, bruh, you're making yourself look bad.
I saw that. Women date men according to how they look next to him rather than how they feel next to him. I would argue both.
Yeah,
I think they date based on how they look and how they feel next to him.
Yeah, this stuff's not one way or the other. Because again, then there's a guy that's super tall, but he looks ugly, or he's super creepy. She doesn't want that.
So basically, don't breed with the short woman because she'll be shunned. See, this is my favorite topic. Normalize defending your significant other, especially in public settings. You know how normal it is for if people get into a relationship and then let's say you get an argument. The girl, maybe, hypothetically speaking, the girl will run off to her friends. Someone said, he's doing this and that. Can you believe what Noah did? He said this and that. Why? Isn't that weird?
Yeah, no, I think any type of bigger conflicts need to be solved from the people first.
Yes. Internally.
That girl's brother, mom, sister, best friend don't need to know everything because then now they have a different perception of you. But
that's always what happens. Like,
it'd be different if you guys hatch it out and then she's spilling the tea to her girl. Can't believe you did this, but then we talked it out, whatever. But it's usually, yeah, problems, let me go share with everybody. And then that creates bigger problems.
Yes.
And now as the dude, sometimes you're fighting 7 different battles when it was supposed to be just with your significant other.
Yeah, why does anyone's opinion matter in the relationships between two people?
And of course, the girls or your significant other, if it's a guy, that they're gonna be on their side regardless. So it's like
facts.
I wouldn't come running my problems to you for you to then be gashing up the other person. It's like even I was in the wrong, and I guess you could say it's just everybody's gonna have more empathy for the person that they're already connected with. Yeah, it's like if my brother got in a fight, but he started the fight, I'm still gonna have to like side with him.
I just find it crazy that it's a relationship.
It's an extreme situation.
Like, it's a relationship. Shouldn't y'all be going to bat for one another all the time, privately and or especially publicly? Isn't that like a simple concept?
Because then it just says a lot about how they feel about each other.
Like if someone insults someone's mom, people are quick to defend their moms in public. They might have an argument with their mom, whatever, but they'll defend their mom to the end of it. But people don't do that with their spouse. They actually talk shit on their spouse to everyone, which I find to be disrespectful.
We're on podcasts and interviews, be everywhere. Got Stephen Curry's wife talking shit about him on podcasts, like, men don't look at me the same.
Like, honestly has given me a sense of a little bit of an insecurity is the fact that, yeah, like there are all these women like throwing themselves, but me, like the past 10 years, like I don't have any of that. Like I have zero, this sounds weird, but like male attention.
Like, damn, bro. And then you're just at home like, Steph's at home like, bruh. I was just trying to practice on the court today. I got everybody blowing up my phone saying you're talking shit about me.
That's basically been every situationship, whatever that I've had, if they've been long. It's been like, I already told so-and-so that you said this to me. I'm like, why you telling her? And meanwhile, I've said not one peep about any of our ongoings to anybody.
Yeah, exactly.
Because
they don't need to know that.
They don't need to know that.
Why do they need to know some of these extra problems that like, they don't
need to know that?
Hey, guess it's better you cut them off because then that would have, any more problems you had with those people, they would have continued to share.
Yes. I'm insane. That's my rant for the day. Imagine someone devaluing all of your redeeming qualities just because you're not tall enough. Bro was rethinking his relationship. Let's put a prayer for him in the comments. It's tough. It's a cold world. Stay focused though.